Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome to our online lesson. Today we are going to be learning about speech writing. For the learning objectives, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to discuss the purposes of speech writing and understand as well as apply the Cape Forest technique to persuade audience. So the steps to success for today is first you're going to discuss the purposes of speech writing and also learn the persuasive writing technique of Cape Forest. What are the purposes of speech? So, when you're writing a speech, you should ask yourselves, what are you aiming to achieve in your speech and what do you want the audience to get from it? There are a few purposes of speech, but the four main ones are first, to inform. So you're providing factual information for your audience to learn about a subject. Maybe you are informing the audience about COVID-19, so you would have statistics and all of the information about the topic. To instruct, to teach a particular skill to your audience. Maybe you are giving a speech about how to use the ART kit properly, or maybe you are giving a speech about how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So you are instructing your audience. Another reason, and the main one as well, is also to persuade. What does it mean to persuade? It means you're trying to convince your audience to agree with an opinion, belief, or to change an action. Maybe you are persuading your audience to take an action in order to reduce climate change. And another purpose as well is to entertain. You want to engage and capture your audience with humor and stories. So these are the four main purposes of speech writing. And it doesn't have to be all four. Sometimes there's only one purpose that you want to achieve. And also, some speeches may have more than one purpose. For example, you can give a speech to inform about the advantages and disadvantages of social media while also adding jokes and still being entertaining to the audience. Out of the four main purposes of speech writing, we are going to focus on one, which is to persuade. What do we understand about this? What does it mean to persuade in a text? Now, when it comes to persuasive writing and persuasive text, it is intended to convince readers to believe in an idea or opinion. So when we write in this style, we want the reader to agree with us, which means we need to use strong language to convince the reader that our opinion is the right one. What kind of strong language are we talking about? That is what we are going to learn after this. Now, persuasive writing is not just in speech, by the way. Actually, there's a lot of examples of persuasive writing text. For example, brochures, in your debate, argument, speech, articles, exposition, review, letters, advertisement, discussion, literary criticism, and essays. Actually, there's a lot of different kinds of persuasive text, but we are going to focus on speech. And after this, we are going to learn what kind of language are we talking about when you want to persuade your audience to believe you, when you want to persuade your audience to actually do what you want to do. What is the language technique that we can use in order to persuade our audience? There's a technique in English called Cape Forest, okay? So this is what Cape Forest stand for, and we are going to learn one by one. The first technique in the Cape Forest method is C for command. What does it mean to command your audience? It means you're ordering the audience to do something by placing the verb at the start of your sentence. Okay, for example, come to our show tonight. Okay, so in this example, you are commanding the audience to come to your show. Okay, so this example here is an advertisement about a show. Okay, so not a speech, but an advertisement about the show. So what you're going to do is you can command your audience to do something that you want them to do. The second method is alliteration. What is alliteration? It's starting more than one word in a sentence with the same letter. So instead of saying come to our show, you can say come to our super show tonight. Okay, come to our super show tonight. Why do you think alliteration helps persuade the audience? Because it gives a catchy tone to your command. Come to our super show tonight. Come buy our chunky chicken. Okay, come buy our Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah. So alliteration adds catchiness to what you are commanding your audience to do. The third method is personal or direct address. Yeah, we can call this personal address or direct address. What does this mean? It means you're talking directly to the audience, you, okay? So you're using you. That means you're addressing them directly. So for example, you must come to our super show tonight. You must change the way you live. Yeah, something like that, okay? Now, number 4 is exaggeration. What does it mean to exaggerate? It means you're describing something in a way that is over the top. You're stretching the truth. You're exaggerating. It means you are giving something, you put extra meaning to it, even though it might not be true. For example, it will be a life-changing experience. It will change your life forever. So this is an example of exaggerating. Another example of exaggeration is the world is going to end. Okay, something like that as well. The fifth technique is by adding facts and figures. So you're using numbers and statistics to support your points. So you can add 100% of viewers gave it 5 stars last year. Or you can see this as well in Dettol. 99% of health officials say this will eradicate all bacteria. 99% of all dentists recommend Colgate. Yeah, so it gives facts and figures actually make the audience believe what you're saying. They believe in numbers and statistics. The sixth method is by adding your personal opinions. So you're stating your thoughts about something, often as if they are facts. For example, we think it is really amazing. We think it is really important that you change the way we live, okay? Or we believe that this is going to change your life, okay? So you're adding yourself into this text as well. The seventh method is rhetorical question. What is rhetorical question? That's exactly what I was just adding just now. It's actually asking a question that doesn't require an answer. Is there really anything better? So this is an example of rhetorical question. You can say, What is going to happen if we don't change our life? What will happen to our kids? Okay, something like that. Number 8 is emotive language. So you're adding emotion to what you are saying. So this is using words and phrases that will stir certain feelings or emotions in the audience. So in this text, you can add, it will make you laugh or even cry. So any kind of phrases that will evoke emotion to the readers. The ninth method is by using superlative adjectives. What does this mean? Adjectives that suggest the best or worst quality in something. So in a way, this is kind of an exaggeration as well. It's the biggest and best show in town. So big is the adjective, right? But you're adding superlative to it to make it sound as if it is the best and the biggest, okay? So that's what it means by superlative adjectives. And the last method is by using the method of using three words, okay? Listing 3 things and three ideas in a row. This actually works in order to add catchiness into what you are saying. You're trying to persuade the audience and actually grab their attention to make them listen to you as well. You'll be stunned, delighted, and entertained. That's why you must come to our super show tonight, okay? So actually, this is a very common method in English. You use 3 words to make it sound more believable as well as grab your reader's attention. Forest method with the example of text from an advertisement of a show just now. First, you are using command, alliteration, and personal address. You must come to our super show tonight, okay? It will be a life-changing experience. That's an exaggeration. 100% of viewers gave it 5 stars last year. Facts and figures. We think it is really amazing. That's an opinion. Is there really anything better? Rhetorical question. It will make you laugh or even cry. That's an emotive language. It's the biggest and best show in town. Superlative adjectives. You'll be stunned, delighted, and entertained. You are using method of 3s in the last one. Now I'm sure that you understand what all of this mean. So let's try an activity. We're going to do a group or pair activity called Room 101. So what you're going to do is you're going to divide yourself into a pair of 2, obviously, or a group of 3. Now, for this activity, you're going to write a short persuasive speech trying to convince the teacher, as in me, to banish an item of your choice to room 101. What does it mean to banish? You want this thing to disappear out of this earth, okay? So anything that you can think of, okay, one thing that you want to disappear, to banish into room 101. So in order to be successful, you have to write a persuasive speech and use the Cape Forest techniques that you learned just now. You use language to suit your audience as well as to suit your purpose. So to suit your purpose is you want your audience to believe that this thing that you are thinking of should disappear, should be banished. So I'm going to show you an example about one thing that I think should be banished. What do I think should be banished into room 101? What is in the picture there? That is a wasp. So I think wasp should be banished into room 101, and here's why. Wicked wasps are the worst creature in the whole wide world, the scariest and ugliest of all insects. They are angry, spiteful, and evil little things, and I think they should be banished for good. Who really wants them around? Does anyone want to live in fear of their pain? 4 out of 5 people have been stung by a wasp, and 87% of people asked want them gone for good. Wasp stings are the most painful feeling ever, bringing tears and agony. Put wasp in room 101 now. Now you can see that in this example, there's a command. Where is the command? They should be banished for good. That is the command. Alliteration, whole wide world, wicked wasp. Exaggeration, where is the exaggeration here? The most painful feeling ever. Okay, that's an exaggeration. As well as facts and figures, you can find it over there. 4 out of 5 people have been stung by a wasp, and 87%. Those are the facts and figures. We don't know if it's true, but you know, it's there to convince the audience about this. The opinion is over here. I think they should be banished. The rhetorical question is here. Emotive language over here, bringing tears and agony. Sure, yeah. Have you ever been stung by a wasp? It hurts. Superlative adjectives. There's a lot of superlative adjectives here. Worst, ugliest, scariest. Okay, those are some examples of superlative adjectives. And use of threes. Okay, where can I see use of threes? Here. Angry, spiteful, and evil little things. Okay, so this is an example of a persuasive text using the Cape Forest method. So now I want you to come up with your own. In your groups or in your pair, think of something that you want to disappear from the surface of this earth and be banished into room 101. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you.